Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay.
The Super Mario?
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers movie. All right, yeah, that was my little reference to the TV show back in the day, the cartoon from the 90s or whatever. Anyways, we just saw this is going to be our non-spoiler review. We just saw the film, but we will be doing a spoiler discussion, so be on the lookout. If you don't want to miss that, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button. But before we continue with that, I'm Andrew Flashgord.
There it is.
This is...
Courtney Scott Wright.
Yes. Don't worry, I wasn't going to forget that. I know.
I was like, I don't think they know who we are.
Normally, I don't go with a "Hey Paisanos" introduction, so that threw off my introduction, but you know who we are by now. I hope so. Courtney, what'd you think of the film?
Like a lot of people, I saw that trailer and I was like, what is happening with this voice? Why is Chris Pratt Mario? But let me just tell you, I had a great time in this film. I went in ready to side eye, and I really just loved it. If you're a fan of Super Mario Brothers, the game, or the show, or basically anything that, kind of that opening out of the gates game that Super Mario's did for the NES, then you're gonna love this film. I loved the music, the way that they used the video game music to underscore it. I love the characters and the story itself. What did you think?
Yeah, no, I carry a lot of the sentiments that you felt towards it. I mean, I was such a big fan. I think most of us were such big fans growing up. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, like, we were playing these games in our living room, and I know you're probably thinking in your head, please don't mention that movie, but it's called Super Mario Brothers, so I'm just going to make a quick mention of the 1993 film, which I know I'm not going to spend too much time on that film, although there are some amazing actors in that movie. I was heartbroken and shattered back in 1993 when I saw that movie, even though I was only 5 at the time, and I probably didn't have a prospect of what a great film was to a bad film, but I wasn't a big fan of that film even at age 5, so, the video games are so important to me, so I thought, look, was this anything very deep? Like maybe the new Puss in Boots movie? That's just my little comparison to the animated films. I thought this film was very nostalgic. It paid a lot of respect to what we did love in the video games. The music was there. The voice acting was fantastic. It was a good storyline. I was enjoying it. It's very well paced. But really what I loved about this movie, it's an animated movie where it's for both kids and adults. And those are my favorite type of animated movies, because at least parents, it's not one of those, I gotta take the kids to see this. No, it's like, hey, it's your childhood. Go enjoy. But you can take the kids as well.
We were talking about this earlier. I love it when actors that you're familiar with fall into their characters and you don't even recognize them. And Keegan-Michael plays the character Toad, and I was looking for his voice the entire movie. I'm like, I thought he was in this movie. And then when I read the credits and I saw which character he played, it was so amazing to me. And not just him. Jack Black as Bowser, I didn't know that was Jack Black. I was trying to place it the whole time. And there was just so much incredible work done by these actors. Like Anya Taylor-Joy was Princess Peach, and Charlie Day as Luigi. Like, so many great performances. Seth Rogen came in there with Donkey Kong, and I just didn't even know I needed that in my life, but he did a great job.
Everyone who's ever listened to me knows I love playing the comparison game, just in a very positive manner, at least. Not like to say he was better than this person. I don't like playing that game, but just one of the people, or actors rather, I thought where I still have not seen that actor in the role. Just like he totally vanished. I don't see his face. I don't hear his voice. Was Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight. And again, not comparing in terms of in-depth, amazing performance, of course not, but just in terms of what you just said, I had no idea that was Keegan, other than Chris Pratt and Charlie Day and Anya Taylor-Joy. Those are the only ones I knew coming into the film for sure. I had not looked up the voice cast. I didn't know Jack Black was Bowser. I had no idea.
Fred Armisen was Cranky Kong. They really killed this movie. I loved everything, the connection the characters had, and the way that they wove not just the original Super Mario Brothers game, but all of the games in, Mario Kart. There was this guy sitting next to me that was literally laughing at every single second. And he was kind of like another character. I'm like, although I was giving a little bit of side eye, sir, need you to calm down. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm going with this guy because it really was funny. Like the comedy was spot on, and I loved it.
A lot of times people can get a little obnoxious with their laughter, but I remember listening to the fellow you were just mentioning, and he was, before you actually arrived at the theater, he was just talking. I could hear how much he loved, not only this franchise, just his love for video games in general.
Yeah.
I love too when you go to an audience, like when you see certain things that you know for a fact, like that's something like specifically from the video game, whether it's a sound from the music or a visual shot. I love when the audience is like not interacting with you in terms of actually talking to you, but the noises or the sounds of joy that they make, it's like you can relate because you're feeling that too. And I mean, that's part of the movie going experience, and that's why, I mean, even if you're not a fan, I still recommend going to theater to see this and judging it for yourself, of course. If you are a fan, I think you're gonna get a joy not only for yourself, but the joy of listening to the audience, like capturing those nostalgic moments with you that you're feeling in the moment. That's something I also really appreciated on a deeper level that this film was able to capture.
Yes, and kind of piggybacking off of that, like see it in the theater for all of the vivid colors that they have and the worlds that they created. It's like they pulled them right out of the video game and put them on the screen. Like I love seeing like all of the mini worlds that they visited. I'm not gonna tell you which ones they were because I want you to go and see it. Yeah. But like definitely do yourself a favor and see this on the big screen because it really is visually stunning.
I agree with you. I still think I would have enjoyed it if I would have streamed it at home. But having said that, this is more of a movie-going experience. Again, not just for the fact that I'm nostalgic for it and I grew up with it, but the visuals, like from a movie-going experience, to actually experience this on the big screen, like it was more dazzling than would have been just on my home screen.
I mean, there is something to be said, like, seeing it at home, it kind of would remind me, I think, being at home, like with your little video game playing and everything's on the big screen, like how they go from world to world to world. It really felt like the scenes that they brought in and they paid respect to, just the moments and the characters that popped up that you weren't expecting to see, and even like the iconic things in the game, like the fire plant. Seeing little things like that, like it's just so exciting, especially when like there's like the coin box. It's just really so much fun.
The last point I want to make too, like again, I do not like talking in the theater. If I ever do, it's just more of a look at that kind of thing. But I did say a couple times to Courtney, I'm like, I hope that we get this like from the game. I hope we get this like really quickly, not to disturb other people. And I was happy to say, like, every time I was saying like something or Courtney was saying that to me really quickly, they delivered on that. They gave us what we wanted.
I do think that there were some really lovely moments between the brothers, like Mario and Luigi, and the whole point, like what happens in the film and what sets up their journey into this other land and how they grow as characters. And as well as like Princess Peach, like in the original Mario Brothers game, like Princess Peach is literally, the game is save the princess.
Damsel in distress.
Exactly, the ultimate damsel in distress. And I really just enjoyed how much of a full character she was. Like she wasn't just a damsel in distress. Honestly, she was a damsel in like super cool dresses, if anything, you know what I mean? So like I have nothing but good things to say about this film.
She was definitely active. We really enjoyed it, but we want to know, what are you guys looking most forward to in this? If you have seen it already, please, it's a non-spoiler review. If you can just keep it respectful and not spoil it for others who have not seen it, we would love to hear your thoughts as always. We will be doing a spoiler talk, as I mentioned earlier in our review, so if you don't want to miss that, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, on notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you're watching, and we will catch you on the next one. I'm Andrew Flash Gordon, and this is
Courtney Scott Wright.
See you guys next time.
See you later. We should have done like the Mario bump up, like boop boop.